Hello, I will be presenting a current event on behalf of Group 5 on China, Latin America, and the Caribbean, and a new partnership that could be after the coronavirus pandemic ends. China is looking to head out west and expand on their exports and try to gain a new partnership with a new part of the world they are not really familiar with. This is usually United States territory in regards to this area, and with our trouble with the coronavirus and our economy, China is trying to capitalize on our lack of foreign interest and jump on Latin America and the Caribbean. Many people ask why this partnership, why China wants to help out Latin American and Caribbean economies, why China wants to get closer to the United States, competitively speaking, when it comes to global markets. And the plain reason, the main factor is that they can. The coronavirus is being dealt with in China. They had the first impact of it because they originated in China, so they have already pushed the majority of the virus out. Um, Speaking in frank terms, they are ahead of everyone. We, as the United States, we are currently dealing with the virus, and we are trying to handle this while handling the health of many Americans and the stability of our economy. But China, they are looking for the future. They are looking to jump on any opportunity that comes their way. They are looking to move out west. They're going to try to get Latin American and Caribbean economies on board with this new partnership. This partnership would boom Chinese exports. A lot of exports have been halted in China because of this virus. A lot of countries do not want to receive their exports from China at the moment, due to the origination of the Chinese virus, the coronavirus in China. So they have lost and took major hit to their economy because they are exporting nation, and the United States has taken a hit in receiving materials from China, as imports, and China is trying to capitalize on this because the United States is focusing more on their own economy and not their foreign interest, and China is willing to take this risk and go after something the United States has been involved in. China isn't really familiar with this territory, the Latin American and Caribbean economies. They had been importers of 78% of Brazil's soybeans and 41% of Chile's copper ore in 2018. But overall speaking, this is United States territory when it comes to partnerships of South America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. And China is looking to capitalize on a mistake the United States is making by not checking in on their partnerships, and the Latin American economies are looking for a bailout, and they're looking for a new partnership who will help them financially, who will help them economically, and overall push a new aspect into their economy post this virus, hoping it ends well and not in many countries needing a major bailout. Latin American and Caribbean governments are trying to contain the virus at this point. Living in a highly populated area, region, nation, the virus is easily spreadable, and the governments know this, and they need to tackle what's at hand. And what's at hand is the virus, and what China sees at the moment is completely different what Latin American and Caribbean governments see, which is China sees the future, and the future for China is seeing if the Latin American Caribbean economies will likely be an export destination for Chinese goods. And Latin America is not set on this right now because of the spread of the virus, and their priority is shifting budget conditions and anything financially they can do to fight this virus, whether it's medical supplies, building up hospital and clinics, paying volunteers or workers to try to contain or do something to prevent the spread of this virus. Um, Latin America is definitely going through a tourism shock. They are going in a financial crisis quite quickly, and they're looking for assistance. Foreign investors, they're looking for partners So they are looking for partners, and China knows that. China wants to jump on that as soon as they can because they know they will be a long-time partner if they get this partnership deal done. Um, because the United States is more focused on themselves as they should be in dealing with this virus. Latin America is looking for to stop the spread of this virus, but also looking for a bailout. And these bailouts can come in new partnership deals, they can come in trying to stop the spread of virus. But whatever their new partnership is, it's definitely gonna have to deal with a major loan from a major nation like China. So this partnership will have to deal with the virus at hand, and then further down the road deal with things like exports, imports, and jobs for nation and so forth. I've often brought up the United States because how close Latin America and the Caribbean is to the United States, and what this really means for the rivalry, economic rivalry, so to speak, between China and the United States. Um, some things I found was China may have a role to play in debt relief for this region. Like I said before, this region is in financial instability and looking for a bailout. The United States and other investors have pulled their investments out of this region. As of 2008, they have slowly exited out of this area because of the financial instability this area provides for investors and partners. The Federal Reserve has extended to swap lines only to Brazil and Mexico, and the United States has played a key role in Venezuela's request for assistance from the International Monetary Fund. This fund is not often used for foreign investment. Currently, the IMF is dealing with uh, United States politics in funding a relief for Americans who were unemployed during the coronavirus while businesses are being shut down. The IMF has um, joined together in pooling funds to help the stability of the American economy and those who are unemployed at the moment. Again, China, a lot I found is China is providing relief, will provide relief for these nations that partner with them, who become an export destination for Chinese goods. That's a big thing that China has, is that they have a lot of money and they will provide that relief to countries who need it as long as the partnership goes in their favor and all the requirements of the partnership fit China's economy. And a lot of the deals China does is that the partnerships they shape often benefit their economy as well as the other party economy, but more give China a more stable side to the deal, while others will be forced to make adjustments in order to satisfy the deal. A lot of Chinese policy bank finance Latin American and Caribbean governments and state-run companies. They fell about $1.1 billion in 2019, which has been the most drop since 2008, which was the crisis. This $1.1 billion has come from financial instability in Latin America and the Caribbean. And the United States saw this in 2008, pulling the majority of their investments out of these regions. And China has done so, but they are looking to go back and see if they could restructure a new partnership, a new deal with these areas, these nations, these governments, because they see an opportunity to jump on the United States, withdraw from these regions, and this economic rivalry, as some people call it, will continue, especially if China gets closer geographically to the United States, especially if they partner with Mexico or Central America, such as like El Salvador, Honduras, Panama. If they deal with countries like that, that'll be very interesting to see in the future how the United States responds in China's encroachment on foreign United States partners. in conclusion, to wrap up this entire PowerPoint on this partnership with China, Latin America, South America, the Caribbean, China is a tech giant and we all know it, and they are developing communication infrastructure and they are looking to expand. They're providing services within China. They are looking to go out west to regions like Latin America and the Caribbean, overall broaden their economy. And after this coronavirus pandemic has ended, China will be on top of the world, so to speak. They are looking to jump on any opportunity they see. Chinese financial leaders did not enjoy this economic downturn that the virus provided for their economy. They're looking to make money, and one thing that they saw, and they're jumping on as quickly as a couple weeks ago, is that the South American, Latin American, Caribbean economies are plummeting, and they see an opportunity, the opportunity to provide some kind of a loan, debt relief, just provide any sort of stability and push their communication infrastructure out west and get ahead of the U.S. Many people will not believe what the Chinese intentions are to get ahead in the U.S. in foreign investment and foreign global trade, but China is looking to expand quickly and gain more partnerships in the U.S. To boost their own economy. And the U.S. is, again, as I said, they are focused on themselves at the moment, and they're not focused on bailing out former partners since 2008 because of the instability that these areas have provided in the past. And China is okay with losing money in the past and looking for the future, and this future will involve the export destination of Latin America, Caribbean, and parts of South America that will include Chinese products, services, and goods in exchange for imports from countries like Brazil with soybean and Chile with copper ore and Venezuela with oil. They will make a deal because Latin Americans, they want some kind of economic stability, and that is something China will provide. And I can guarantee that after researching this situation for about a week, China will provide some kind of financial relief, and these economies and governments will be happy to deal with China as long as their own personal economy is stable, and will look to structure some kind of deal partnership to see if the economic stability can go further in the future. And Chinese leaders would enjoy this very much, to move out west and gain a new partnership that is unfamiliar to themselves. I thank you for listening, and once again, this was a current event for Group 5.